Hauling Jessamy to her, she rose into the air with a tearing of muscle just as the bridge collapsed into the boiling water. Elena wasn't strong enough to carry another angel, but it helped that her friend was so thin and light. She still barely made it to the area near Trace. He caught Jessamy as Elena fell more than landed. Once upright, the three of them looked at the steaming water, hot enough to scald even from a distance. Just because immortals could heal from what would be a killing injury for a mortal didn't mean that it didn't hurt. The cauldron would have melted off Jessamy's wings had she fallen into it. A single second of shock was all they allowed themselves before they began to move. Jessamy broke into a run to take charge of Sam and Tariel and any other children in the vicinity, while Trace entered a collapsed building to see if anyone was trapped inside. Elena did the same. Her left wing dragged, and she knew she'd torn a tendon or ligament. Nothing to complain about in the aftermath of a catastrophic quake. She got on with the job. It wasn't until an hour later that they had a true idea of the overall damage. 3 angels were dead, their bodies crushed so badly even their healing abilities couldn't repair the damage. 5 vampires had suffered a similar fate. Elena had known that severe crush injuries could kill both, and wished she didn't know now. Because the crushing had to be severe. People smeared into paste. Others an inch away from that had survived, but their recovery would be horrific. Thankfully, no children numbered among the dead or badly wounded. The little ones had been saved by the curiosity and excitement that had seen them near windows or on balconies. Easy places from which to take flight or be rescued. The fatal crush injuries weren't the only ones. Broken bones, less severe compression damage, collapsed wings, the list was long, and included several residents who'd been burned by eruptions of heated natural gas or boiling water. "What about the mortal villages closest to the refuge?" she asked when she stopped for a breath. "Has anyone checked on them?" Raphael, his face streaked with dirt from assisting the trapped, including rescuing a vampire who'd ended up gripping a rock partially down the gorge after he was thrown off the edge by the quake, nodded. "I sent a wing." Because she, his consort, had once been mortal and still had a mortal heart, where other archangels might disregard mortal lives as not worth saving, Raphael wouldn't. "No damage," he told her. "No sign of a quake at all. It appears to have been localized to the refuge." "Shit. That can't be good." Raphael's expression mirrored her worry. Because the last time the world had started blowing up, they'd ended up in a devastating cascade, one from which they had only now recovered. The world was too fragile to take another pounding. They needed this to be a natural event, not one linked to the power that ran through the veins of the archangels, a power so brutal that it could shatter the earth into 1,000,000 pieces.